While testing the Group 4 rally car, it was clearly visible that power with turbochargers is basically unlimited, but traction is limited, so it is clear that we need to work with all-wheel drive to make sure that we are competitive in the future. Let's see where this will take us. And there we are in the office. The Freccia has been released, and this shall be the base for the Group B variant. The Group B regulations will come into place in 1982, so we almost have 3.5 years left to go, so no need to rush. We can really make sure that we are building a good thing here. The Freccia is pretty new in the market. We don't have to modify the original variants, which are currently selling really well. And we just need to build our homologation car. And later on we then can go into this whole madness of evolution. So basically homologation specials. But for this time we are building a homologation car, of which we need to build 200 in 12 consecutive months. We can start to sell it in 1981. Maybe we can do that. Maybe we can achieve that, so that by 1982 we already have the production number in place and immediately start to work on an Evo version. But first, let's get in and let's see what we want to do. A new facelift. We will not modify the original trims because they are still very competitive, though the numbers tell otherwise. And we will just take our Berlinetta and turn it into the Group B homologation car, built and hopefully sold 200 times in 12 months. And I think this is now the time finally to let the Cinghiale version return. I mean, the wild pigs, the boars, are powered by 4 legs, so a 4-wheel drive car definitely is worthy to carry that name, right? So there's our base car, 110 horsepower. It has the 1.5 liter inline 4 in it. We will probably up that a little bit. I was thinking maybe it's time to move on from the old inline 4 and to build something new. Let's build a completely new project. We still have a little bit of time. Again, I'm trying to stay within the 3 liter class, as many manufacturers have done that for Group B, and with the turbo we end up at 2.1 liter. But maybe we can plan our family be more future-proof and also have some power also in an NA configuration. So a 2.5 liter inline 6 would be quite nice. Focus of this is to be part of the homologation car. Parts of it can be modified for rallying, but basically this thing has to go rallying as it is. We can just modify a little bit about spring stiffnesses and cam. As we build it, basically it has to rally. We see that the power limit for the cast iron block is the best. So at 350 here, 270 for Alu heavy and 196 for Alu light. So I'd say let's go for a heavy aluminium block. Needs to be sturdy. And then some small bore. And then we turn it down for our turbocharged car. Again, dual overhead cam. Aluminium for being lightweight. And maybe we can even use some quality here. Of the 2 tech pool that we have, we can spend 1. We basically get a 15% time boost, engineering time, and we are again using forged parts as we don't manufacture that engine in-house. Just trying the light parts for now. We probably have to update them as we go. Definitely not single point EFI. Definitely this will be a mechanical fuel injection per cylinder, even though it's expensive. Performance intake. We will add the turbo later. 3-way catalytic converter. The fuel, 200 cars to be sold, so let's choose a fuel that we can actually sell. 98 is probably not the right one, 95 is better, even though we sacrifice a little bit of power. And 2 turbos. Have in mind we are building an evolution, at least one evolution model of this later. For the first version, as we have learned with the Group 4 project, maybe 350 horsepower or something like that are alright. So we have been struggling with rear-wheel drive and 300 or 295 horsepower, so I tuned it down to 240, and even that was quite plenty. So we don't have to go all out bonkers on this first version. Maybe let's work our way up. 350 horsepower is more than enough. 1 bar of boost already. the turbo is not running. We are well within the power limit already and get a reliability penalty there. We will probably also run a little bit less revs. I also need to adjust the engine capacity. The capacity limit is 2.142 liters. We could also downbore it. And now fix the crank and fix the conrod. Okay. Right, and go for forged heavy. We also get rid of this reliability penalty. Then just the conrod is crying a little bit, but we can run a little bit less revs. Then we are really there with a nice and reliable engine as well. So now let's tune the engine further. Want to spool it a little earlier at least. Yeah, open up the exhaust, that always helps. Turbo race or turbo mid? Not that big of a difference. The engine, first of all, let's check also if the engine fits. I think it does. Really nicely. I think we're getting somewhere. Can run slightly more aggressive cam. Let's take a look there. We definitely have too much compression. So I'd say let's stick to 1 bar of boost. Alright, I think that's a good first tune. Spooling a little late though, but 330 horsepower should be quite controllable. But what I see right now is we don't have all-wheel drive yet, so we should definitely wait for that. Let's see when we get that. Doesn't make sense get started if we cannot engineer the all-wheel drive. That would happen very soon. I think it should be this, but 1981. Yeah, there. In 18 months. Oh god, that's so far away. Would have invested a little bit. So, drivetrain. Let's spend money. +5 for now, and then we turn it down, just so that we get it earlier. Let's let it run until then and hope nothing goes wrong in the meantime. Started in August, let's see where we end up. Going down quickly. We could also get EFI. That might actually be really strong. Just to be sure, I also invest one in the fuel system, one more. I have the money right now. Okay. I guess it should all be there right now. I get all the all-wheel drive stuff. We spent 7 months. It's not there yet. So I think we need 1 more month. But multi-point EFI is there. So let's wait 1 more month. There we should go. And there we are. There's all-wheel drive. Yes, engine still fits. That was a little bit scary right now, that last click. But yeah, we gained 1 more horsepower within 8 months now. So that's good. But let's check. What does EFI do to us? I mean, the mechanical fuel injection per cylinder takes a lot of time as well. We go down to twin here. I think we can still work on that. And then we have already a prototype for MPFI. I think that's pretty good. We can now probably spend a bit more on compression. 335, and it even says OS 7. Well into the 90s, and this would work. So let's engineer the car first then. So all-wheel drive it is, and then maybe for 65-35 split, let's give it normal gearing, a little bit on the shorter side, 240 kilometers an hour. For rallying you would probably go even shorter than this, but I think here we are right at the grip limits, at least in the rear. In the front we don't have any grip at all, so we definitely need to fix that. 140, 155. These are not the tires that we need. We can use in Group B, as far as I found out, only 10 inch in the 3 liter class. So this is a lot less than in Group 4 regulations. And 10 inches is basically 255. The front we will use a little less, but not as much stagger as we had before. So just to fix the understeer. Again, for the campaign car, we will use the sports compound. We aim at the track premium market. For then driving in BeamNG, I will switch over to all-terrain rally. There's some a rally compound that we can use. For the weight limit, let's have that in the eye as well. 960 kilograms. So we are well below that right now. So we can go for the cheaper stuff in some point. For example, aluminium rims. Definitely want vented discs, of course. And we need to check our rims. I think this looks alright for the tarmac stages. For off-road you probably want a little bit more sidewall. So let's use some of our weight buffer on the brakes, so that we don't have any brake fade. Also good to move some weight to the front of the car, I think. Just quickly checking out how large is the track premium market. Oh no, in Fuine it's just 2 cars. In Achana we have more. They don't have money, so we probably need to get some light sports premium in there as well. One reason why we cannot completely cheap out on the interior for the road going car, basically. It's possible to strip out the interior for the racing. It's just that the overall weight needs to match the homologation form. We'll definitely also still work on the wings. There's not much I can do here in the interior part. I think the sport thing is already the best that we can do. We could go for power steering and then disconnect it in a rally car, that would be allowed. But the power steering doesn't really help with the scoring, so no need to do that. Safety wise we definitely need advanced, get above 30. And yeah, we could still go a little bit on the heavier side. Currently it says it would sell 35. That would be quite amazing, even in the supercar market. Really nice. From an engineering perspective, I'm mostly done. Need to redo a few things when we have all of the aero that I want. But in general, I think this is nice. And now let's work on making this a little bit beefier. And also, yeah, what others pointed out is that we have 2 different sides of the car. This is how it should look like. This is how the other side looks like. Worked twice on this car, didn't know that I did it, and didn't mirror the parts. We will fix that for the road going cars. Or here, we will make it look a bit more racy anyway, so for now I'll just remove it. I'll keep the indicator though, and then see what we can do. Now that we are working on this, again, this shall not yet be the fully beefed up version. We will do that later in an evolution model. 200 cars, production, road going. Let's have that in mind. But let's also see that it looks racy and like a Group B that could go rallying. Let's have a little bit of fun. First of all, I want to remove the bumpers and make it look a bit more on the integrated side. Right, the front is a little bit beefed up. We will do a little bit more venting also on the bonnet. So the radiators and stuff are imagined to be on there. I'll also leave it black. And then move on to the side. Definitely I want some bigger brake vents there. And maybe also paint that in car colors. Also give it just different color. In the end I want to race it, I think, in Fuenian colors. So maybe a white and then some green and red stripes. Hope you still can see something against the background. You could also do black for the Cinghiale. I think you don't see anything then. Then the rear, this would be quite important now, as the rear of course is where the engine is. I want to give it a bit more aero work here already. By coloring it in car colors, I try to make it more visible that it's not just plastic added, but it's more like integrated plastic bodywork panels. Yeah, I'm not super happy, but it goes into the right direction, I think. And we need some more cutouts there. And I probably want something to mirror the brake inlets. Alright, I think that's as far as I want to go. If you say, what, you wanted to do the beefed up version later, this looks pretty much beefed up, yes, but I think we can do more. So this is still on the reasonable side, just a big wing, a bit more venting, different front with more venting. I think this is still reasonable, but maybe also for the special version, let's have some more aerodynamic wing mirrors. And yeah, what I completely forgot is to lay out the wheel arches. Still definitely need to do that. So, Understeer. Now we have understeer from hell. We now also should have plenty. Yeah, that's where the understeer is coming from. Plenty of downforce in the rear. Add more in the front. So still lift in the front. I need something to produce a little bit of downforce. We will get to the complete aero package then in the evolution version. We at least get some front grip. Helps a lot here in the large circle, but probably killed us here in the slow steering graph again. Yeah. And the most important thing, I forgot the Chingyale badge. And then I have a custom material now. Isn't it beautiful? So those who want to know, there's custom image material. If you make a new material, just select that. And then you have to scroll all the way to the right to select the base color. And yeah, there you can select any PNG or something. Just make sure that it is of a square aspect ratio, so that it so only then it can export properly to BeamNG. At least that's what I hope. Then you can also import normal maps and stuff like that. Mine's just a sticker basically. You can also have a mask for alpha, so how it cuts out. A few things here so that it comes out a little nicer. Less metallic. Very nice. Small detail, maybe a bit too small. And what I completely forgot are, of course, mud flaps. Right, there we go. That's it. I'm happy. So, take a look at the stats again. 335 horsepower, all-wheel drive. I think this will do pretty well. And we might even sell a few of those. So then let's see, what do we want to do? Now the big problem is the time. We lost another 7 months, and this now means that we have, let me count, 1982 is start. I think Monte Carlo rally is, or the equivalent of the Monte Carlo rally is probably in January or something, in winter. So we only have 2 years for 80 and 81. And the rest of this one, so April has just started, so 9 months on top, that's 33 months. And I certainly don't want to compromise on any gliders here, because still our normal production needs to be optimized. The only thing I can do is to set our workers under pressure, engineers, or give them more money. Give them more money first, and it doesn't help all too much. And then we are almost at 3 months, 3 years. Faster, faster, faster. And you see how this cost just skyrocket. There we are, 33 months. That's where we need to go. 4 million just for the car. Oh, God. And the car is nothing special. Just that the engine, this will be the problem. We have a completely new engine project. And yeah, God. 91 watts. But the good thing is, this doesn't have to be really efficient. We can lose money when we sell this, that is not a problem. We can be horribly unreliable, and then we're almost there. So at least production can be really wasteful. A little bit more reliable. Oh god, this will be really bad. We have 2 factories occupied. The V8. They are probably still needed. I will rename the 4th one just so that we don't spam our list here to also the Manifattura. And they have been pretty much prepared. Does it cost 20k? And the car will be horribly expensive. Oh no, the car will be actually fine. So the small factory definitely still needs to work on this, but it will not manufacture the B version. We will change nothing here. Maybe not even. I won't even update all of the tooling and stuff. We'll just continue to run. Don't interfere with the running project. And then we have the Group 4 version of the Cuneo in the racing shed, and we can overwrite that one. And we need to produce 200. Can produce quite a few in a short amount of time. Yeah, that's the other thing. It will probably be a little late for the first rallies anyway, because we first have to produce 200. But then let's also do it. Let's produce 200 in the beginning and then turn it down. Still it says I get profit. I'm looking forward to see if that's really the case. Yeah, at 109k I can imagine that we are making profit. But I will definitely not sell it for that price. So what if I go down to 0% and it's 35k? Maybe we can do a little bit. 40k, that's the old prices. Let's not interfere. The Group B version 40k sounds reasonable, a bit on the cheap side. So we're not immediately ready in 1982. But that's alright, I cannot spend any more money on this project. Way too expensive. 72 million. I mean, I have it in the bank and I will not take a loan this time. But still, quite an expensive one. But still, I think we can sign it off. Right, that's a new V6 in the books, that's all-wheel drive in the books, and yeah, Group B madness in the books. 350 horsepower, or what was it? Yeah, 335. So let's see what it does to our budget. And also let's turn back a little bit on our spending here on the drivetrain part. Yeah, doing good. Just a small hump there in R&D spending, when in engineering spending. All right, and yes, we got the first pre-order for the Group B already in the books. That is going better than I expected. And in 20 months we actually get also the luxury interior, and I think that's a really good point where we could do a new GT car, because the Futurismo is, yeah, not producing as much money as I would like to. So let's invest a little bit also in interior, something I wanted to do for a long time. And we will end the episode as soon as the cassette is purged. So 8 months to go, 6 months to go. Let's check out the news. So Ulua still very soon we get a leaded fuel ban, but we have all of our lineup on unleaded already. Minimum safety regulations, Helvetia still being a little bit difficult in 1980 right now. 35, cannot sell anything there. Maybe we can get our new GT car finally to sell there, and then they also stay until 1990 on 35. Let's hope I can do that. 4 million of taxes and a few more bodies. I hope we can find a nice one for the GT car. And yeah, we got the interior. I don't wait for air springs. And then, yeah, I think we're ready, and we can take the first production prototype of the Group B Cinghiale and hope that it does drive better than the Group 4 version. Alright, there we are. I searched for a new rally stage and this is what I found. Utah River Rally, and yeah, the car exported really nicely and with the Cinghiale badge, and also I like the sound. I already did a few runs and I'm actually pleased with how this car drives. So let's try and let's see if I can actually do it. So the only modifications that I did is basically added the rally tires in the sandbox, added a roll cage as I forgot to do that, and uncovered the headlights so that we can run with our full lights arsenal here. And yeah, I'm so pleased with how this handles here, at least on the loose surface. I can really dance with the car, can control it with my feet. So nicely balanced. Even though of course this is not easy as we enter the river here. Oh, better get out before the engine takes in water. But yeah, so nice to drive. Make sure we don't hit any of these rocks here. Co-driver would be nice to warn us. This is really a lot of fun. Challenging but fun. Just need to make sure that we stay in boost and brake in time for the corners. Didn't happen here. Tried to engage the handbrake, but it was too late. Do it here. Nice handbrake turn. So yeah, a lot of fun. Maybe a bit on the stiff side still. But I can really feel what the tires are doing. Force feedback is pretty good for BeamNG. Normally it feels a bit numb, for me at least, on normal surfaces. Yeah, so nice. Lifting back to stay on boost. And I think we should be close to the finish. Just don't throw it away now. Ah, the oversteer got me a bit. Still a rear-engined car. But yeah, there we are. So nice. So much fun. So let's see if it's the same here on the racetrack. The thing that's different here is now it's sitting on actual slicks. So let's see if that helps. There we go, only very little wheel spin. Pretty good off the line. But yeah, as I turn in, I don't feel a lot. It's pretty numb around the center. And you cannot, there's understeer and then oversteer and not much in between, and you cannot predict it. Mud flaps are scraping. Probably not helping. Tiptoeing my way around the hairpin. Oh god, the mud flaps are killing me. And now I'm actually more afraid of the straight than of the corners. Because I just cannot properly hold it in a straight line. It's wandering all over the place. Oh, it's trying to go off-road. Why? Got it. Ah. Much better below 150 kph. And again, aiming for the gravel. But I got it. One last hard braking zone. Got through there. Only a few corners left to go. But the mud flaps, when they scrape, there's sudden oversteer, so they don't really help. Time should be alright. Very careful now not to throw it away. But it's, as we go over the hump, it's really scary. But there we are on the start-finish straight. It's a really good time, I think. Yeah, 2:9.6. So, oh god, that was really scary. So definitely a really good car for the loose surface. Completely the other way around as the Group 4 car. It's not drivable, not easy on asphalt. So probably needs a retune for stiffer suspension here. And a little bit lower ride height and remove the mud flaps. And then you have a better car. But yeah, overall very, very pleased, especially with the rally version. And before it kills me again, I say thank you all for watching and see you all again very soon. Bye bye.